Welcome to The Art of Being Unstoppable, the podcast where we will go beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Be part of down-to-earth, no BS conversations where we will explore hot topics on love and money, relationships and business, beauty, and who we get to be with all that shit in between. With our insights and your actions, let's be unstoppable together. Let's go.
Hey. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to The Art of Being Unstoppable. Tina and I have been so busy lately with not just the podcast and really digging deep on some subjects that we want to talk about, but we also have been busy doing our own thing as well. I'm trying to create my business, VM Beautiful, and it's been really interesting. I'm out on my own and I feel like I'm in water by myself, but I'm really not, right? I feel like that sometimes. And I think that that's the entrepreneur feeling anyway, right? Because sometimes we feel, even if we have a team and even if we have people and coaches and friends around us, we still feel like, oh my God, this is all on me, right? Mm-hmm. And someone said to me the other day, I find that a CEO is a CEO that can come in and throw up all their ideas and then walk away and just expect you all to do it. Do you know what I mean? And I laughed when I heard that, because it's like, I want to be involved, even if I don't understand things. I want to be involved in every part of everything, because then at least I know what's happening. But I don't want to have to do things that I'm not interested in, like the back end stuff and doing all of the stuff like that. Like, it just doesn't light me up, right?
Yeah, I think as entrepreneurs, that was $120,000 mistake that I made, not knowing the ins and outs of my business, trusting somebody to outsource what I thought they knew how to do, but nobody knows your business, including you, if you don't start learning the lessons, taking the actions. And that's the most uncomfortable part. You know, I'm reminded of the 4 phases of desire. You know, when you want to do something, the first phase is kind of like an idea. I think I want to grow a business, but it stays there, just an idea. Then the second phase is really like, okay, no, I really want to grow a business. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to start taking some actions. I'm going to try and figure it out, maybe get some people to help. But the third phase, and this is where most people quit, is the chaos phase, the confusion phase, the things aren't working phase. It's, I believe, the test phase of how bad do you really want this? How bad do you want to grow this business? And in this stage, like, I know I wanted it really bad, but I didn't believe in myself that I was capable. I had never done this before. So what did I do? I just started throwing money at solutions, hoping something would stick instead of getting clear on what is it that I really want for my business. I had to tune out the noise. And the fourth phase of that desire is really the clarity. When we start giving for the sake of giving, we see that our business isn't separate from our life. Our life and business are one. And I'm even going to say something bold. It's not the strategies or mechanisms of growing your business. Growing your business is actually a conscious awakening. And I don't know if anybody's an entrepreneur that feels this, but your essence, when you're aligned with what you really want to do, you never think about giving up in phase 3, because you can see that it's just part of the process. But if we're not having these conscious conversations, most people are like, forget it. This isn't working. I'm going to throw in the towel.
Oh my God. Is that not the truth? Because how many times do we have that conversation? That's the thing. Like, you know, coaches need coaches, because we get stuck in our head too. When it's over there with somebody else and we're helping someone, that's one thing. But when it falls on our own selves and we're in it, it's like, oh my God, oh my God. But if we don't have that help, if we don't have that mentor or coach to go to as well, then we get stuck in the weeds of all of the shit. And I always say, then we sit in it. We sit in our shit. And I don't want to sit in my shit. So that's just not who I am. I want to keep moving forward. And, you know, having you, and I always say that to you, you're my friend, you're my coach, you're my mentor, and you're my sister. It's like, that's who you are, right? You're wrapped up into this little ball of cuteness. And you are my go-to, you're almost like that person that grounds me. You can listen. You can always hear me, but you don't ever give me what I don't need. if that makes sense, which is what we need. We need someone there that is going to listen, to hear us, to really listen to what we're going through, and then they get to share. And that's all it is, right? And I think that by being an entrepreneur, by being solo in what you're doing, you need to have people around you that are going to, those honest people, not the people that are just going to blow sunshine up your ass, the people that really love you and know that you've got this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember moving here when I had two children at the time. I moved here with my ex-husband. He was here a year before I came. So he had kind of set up his life, which was unfortunate. But anyway, when I moved here, I had left a city where I had all my friends, all my family. I had a job. I had a great clientele in it, my hair business, and I was doing really well. And I moved to a different city, a bigger city, and I knew no one. And I started at a salon in a small little town, and I didn't get any clients because it wasn't a busy salon. So then was defeated. And then I went to a bigger, busier salon that it was a little higher end, and then some treated me like I was beneath them. So I
Mm.
lost my confidence. I lost my want and love for hair. And in the background, always it played, my dad always wanted me to be a nurse because I got accepted into the nursing program as well. And I didn't want it. I wanted to be a stylist. I loved I loved it. So that kept playing. Oh my God, he was right. I shouldn't have done it. I could have come here. I could have gotten a job at a hospital. I would have been fine, blah, 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 right? And I was going to quit. I was going to just say, you know what? I'll just clean houses. It's easy. I know people in my kids' school. I can go there. I can get, some clients, and then I'll just build from there. And I met one of the girls at the salon that I was working in. She said, Vicki, you're not cleaning houses. You are good at what you do. It's who you are. You are a stylist. You love it. I said, but I'm not doing anything here. I feel like I'm stupid. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm day one on the job. And she said, let's open
Mm.
our own salon. And we did. But that played in the background, right? So then we opened our own salon. And you know what? Within a year, I built a full clientele because I was in my element, because I had that confidence, and I was given that chance by someone who believed in me. So that honest person who was in my corner saying, you got this, girl. And
Yeah.
if I didn't, she could have said the same thing the other way.
Yeah. And
Right?
imagine people having this level of consciousness to see, yeah, there's going to be at every level, every decision, every choice in life, you're going to go, this is spiritual law. Um, you're going to go through these phases. Here you are at the top of, I have this clientele base, I move, now I'm starting at ground one. If somebody would have said, yeah, you're going to go through the phases again until you hit the where you were before, you're going to go through some trials and tribulations. And instead of being like, I suck, I'm going to quit. Maybe I should have been a nurse. If somebody said, no, it's predictable. You're going to go through this. Just
Mm-hmm.
write it out. Just
Yep.
find that loving person that's going to hold space for you to be in that phase and see it as a phase. And
Yep.
then we get excited about phase three. Now, people sometimes don't know that they're in phase three. They give up, they quit, they go back, they listen to the voice of, I told you you should have been a nurse. But when you are spiritually aligned with that calling, that deeper purpose, you can't fail. You can't go wrong. You can just quit before your time is, the fourth level, which is the
Yes.
abundance, the what you created,
Mm-hmm.
and there
Yeah.
are guides that come on our path when we're in stage three. There are guides like your friend that said, let's open our own thing. Let's do our own thing. Some people in that stage will not listen, will not take help or recreate or figure things out. They'll be like, oh no, it's not it. It's not right. It's not, we get stuck in all of those beliefs. And
Mm-hmm.
um, but I wanted to share this because it's something that my spiritual teacher taught me. And I thought, oh, now I can see that this is part of the process instead of making myself wrong for where I'm
Yes.
at and where we're at. And, you're in stage three right now, creating your business. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Like the world is your oyster, but it's not going to go perfect. It's not like, oh, I'm going to launch a 90-day program and I'm going to have 50 people that register.
Yep.
And no, it's going to go sideways. It's a test, people. We're
That's right.
always being tested, even in our health. When I was a
Hmm.
health coach, if we take it back to the desire of, oh, how long have I been saying I want to release 30 pounds? It's like, okay, starts off with a thought. Yeah, this would be a great idea, but sometimes it just stays as a thought. Then the second phase is, you know what? I'm going to start eating better. I'm going to start going to the gym, and then I'm going to get committed. Then the third phase is, okay, now I'm committed. Now I'm eating healthy. Nothing's releasing. Nothing's working. Now what am I going to do? How bad is this a real desire that I have, or is this a pipe dream desire? And when I was health coaching, I told people, if you stay consistent, if you resist for 8 weeks, cut the shit out, cut the alcohol out, stay on track, after 8 weeks, it's clockwork. If anybody's listening right now and you're on a journey and you want to resist for 8 weeks, after 8 weeks, the weight melts off. People will notice the change in your body. It's I've done it with hundreds of people. Everybody has the same experience. But that 8 weeks of resistance, of sacrifice, of giving up the comforts that we're so used to, that's the hardest part. But as soon as you do that after 8 weeks and you start seeing the results, the weight coming off, it's like then you're already over the threshold. It's just
Yeah.
like business. We're like hold back, no results, no results. If you can go a year without getting results, and still give for the sake of giving. And I just went through this phase. It's so painful. But if you can still show up every day giving without the results, without the financial results, and you keep plugging away and not giving up, you will start seeing the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
But when people aren't getting results, they want to run away, they want to hide, their faith is being tested, their desire is being tested.
And you want it. And if it's something that you really want, you're going to get it because you're wanting it and you're seeing yourself. Don't just want it, but see yourself there. Like, see yourself in it. See yourself as a millionaire if that's what your choice is. See yourself as a great mom or as a beautiful wife. Whatever your job is that you choose to do, whatever it is, put yourself there and see yourself there. Like, I see myself, what I want to create, I see myself there. And I have said that to you, friend, we're there. I see it. I keep saying I want this podcast. This podcast is going to it's going to blow up. We're going to get, 1 million listeners. We're going to, because we are going to help people and we're going to empower people to be able to be whoever they choose to be and become unstoppable in their lives in whatever way they choose to. And I
Yeah.
see it.
And the key, yeah, the key too is it's we are allowed to have big desires. We
Yes.
truly are. There's so much. If we say, yeah, I want to get 1 million listeners, 1 million downloads, the thing is, if we don't, are we still going to contribute? Are we still going to show up? And this is a kind of a rhetorical question, but like, if what you want doesn't manifest right away, are you still willing to give without seeing the fruits or everybody that I know that does a podcast will say the same thing. I did it, we had 100 episodes, 1,000 episodes. There was very little traction. And then all of a sudden something triggered and it got, started
Yeah.
taking off. It's like, but how many people, and I'm sure there's a stat for this, how many people start podcasts and give
Yes.
up before
Yeah.
they do 10 or 100? But that's the key. Yeah, stage 4 is when you can give without receiving and be okay with the giving.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
almost like I'm going to give my 100%. I'm going to do everything I got. And then after, it's in the creator's hands. If it's meant
Yeah.
to be, it'll be. But regardless of 1 million or one, I'm going to show up contributing because
Yeah.
I know that this is part of my soul's path to keep giving, to keep
Yeah.
sharing, to keep spreading consciousness in the world. Like, if we get there, it happens. But
Yeah.
getting there in our mind, it takes something to keep
It
giving. And I
does.
know so many times, how many times have we had this conversation where I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing all these Facebook Lives for what? Nobody's listening. Nobody cares. And it's like, but is that true?
Is it
Nobody's
true?
listening.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares. But this is, I feel, the one of the secrets to success in life, but also entrepreneurship, is having blind faith, trusting the process, and really showing up from a giving place, because you know in your heart that that is your soul's purpose, is to give back what we've been given. We've both done thousands of hours of personal development, training, programs, coaching. It's like, why would I hang on to that for me? Why would I not give away what I'm learning
Yeah.
so that other people can get one, maybe one little nugget, maybe something in this podcast? People are like, oh man, I can see myself in phase three. I can see myself in phase two. I can see myself in phase one. I'm scared shitless.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And this isn't, I learned this stuff from Kabbalah, from leadership courses, from Landmark, from books, from podcasts. Like, I do 2 hours of work every single day to learn and grow, to give it away, so
Yeah.
that you don't have to, you know?
And it's true. Like,
Um,
I get in my car and I listen to either Kabbalah, or I'm listening to a podcast, or I'm reading a book, or I'm looking things up on the internet, because I feel like the knowledge, and if we can share that with other people, and we can, because we're at this society now, is everything's at our fingertips, right? Oh, you want to learn it? You Google whatever. But you know what? When you really hear it and you feel it, right? When you feel it and it resonates with you, it becomes part of you. It's not just something that you've read or something that you've seen. You get to share that, and you get to really, I ended my 90-day challenge yesterday, and I asked for feedback, right? And I said, and it doesn't have to be just all, oh, you're the best, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be that. I want you to give me your honest feedback. And one of the things each one of the people said was they practice the pause in
mhm.
all aspects of their lives. And again, what you were saying about the four levels of desire, the pause, when you get to pause before you make that, oh, I'm quitting, pause, give yourself a chance to really let it in, and really, don't react, don't be reactive, pause, and be the cause in the matter of your own life. That
Yeah,
to
and I
me
mean,
is one of the things that really has resonated with me. And each one of them, in the 12 weeks of all of the stuff, each one of them, that was something that really they held on to, which I think can be life changing. It has been for
yeah,
myself, because I'm not a reactor. I used to react to things. And I shouldn't say I used to be a reactor, because that's not true. I would react. And now I'm really conscious of, no, take that pause, and instead of going off the handle about something, whether someone cut me off in traffic or my husband said something, whatever, I get to pause.
yeah. Well, I mean, this is a whole other podcast,
Oh,
because we could
absolutely.
go.
But yes.
And this is the thing. Everything that happens in life, we're reacting to, whether it's
Mhm.
positive or negative. So
Yeah.
being reactive is a human condition. It's not like we can't go through life never reacting,
No.
but it is, that pause just allows us the opportunity to notice the reaction. When we're A reactive behavior could be as simple as, I'm on social media, I see a post that triggers me, and I want to respond right away. That's a reaction. Even if
Yeah.
it's kind, even if it's coming from a loving place, it's a reaction. Somebody says something, you feel a certain way, you want to say something back. Sometimes we need to listen more and talk less, because when we can listen and talk less, and I'm the queen of talk, but it's like we get so much in that pause, especially in entrepreneurship. If we're stuck, we want to react, we want to go get help, we want to go on a webinar or this or that, or go find information, or go to the next podcast. And it's like, react, react, react. Oh no, I don't feel good. I don't feel comfortable. Things aren't working. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? The best thing you can do sometimes is stop and just be still and listen to the next action, to the next step, resisting the need to react and just be still. Uh, but yeah, Oh, so much we could talk about,
I
Vicki.
know. I know. And you know what?
So
We just
much. I'm
kind of
like,
wanted
okay,
to,
maybe we should just like stop it here.
right?
Go to the
Yes.
next podcast episode because we could go off on
We could.
tangents, but I want to hear back from you guys. What are you hearing in this for yourself? What do you see for yourself? And more importantly, what's one little action that you can take to really embody this? And that's what you were talking about earlier. It's about not just listening to it and wow, this is really great knowledge and really great wisdom because
Mhm.
knowledge and wisdom doesn't make a damn difference. You
No.
can listen to podcasts every day. You could do the work every day and actually not make any changes in your life if you're not embodying it. So we
Yeah.
talked about a lot today, but what's one thing that you heard that you can really take on in your life? You can really embody it, practice it so that it shifts, it transforms you at a real soul level. And maybe it's just one phrase that you heard or one sentence that you're like, oh yes, take that and practice it during the week. Practice it with your family. Share it with somebody else because when you share, you can actually transform somebody else's life in the sharing. And this is how we create a ripple. This is how we raise the consciousness in the world. This is how we end wars. And I know that's another topic. Like,
Yeah.
what? We can't end wars. Yeah, we could if we were all willing to be conscious, if we were
Yeah.
all willing to do our part in the world. The energy around that moves mountains, it causes miracles. And
Yeah.
each and every one of us that's listening right now has the potential, limitless potential to cause miracles by shifting who you're being in the world. That's how it works. It's the laws of spirituality. There's plug into the light source, people.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, come back and say it doesn't work. But plug in and test it out
Yeah.
first.
And on that note, which I think is a beautiful note to end this podcast on, this episode. So next time we're going to be talking about the 5 languages of love. So,
Ooh, I love
yes,
love.
yes, love, love. Okay, thanks for listening, everyone. And please give us your feedback. We'd love to hear it.
Oh, and subscribe if you haven't already. Get notified when
Absolutely.
we have a new podcast episode. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. Well, friends, that is the end of our episode today. If you like this episode, hit the subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And please share us with your friends and tag us on your socials at The Art of Being Unstoppable. So for today, have yourself a beautiful day and let's be unstoppable together. See you next time.